Never tasted before at Nicolette's Macarons in Plymouth. Pick up a box of elegant French macarons conveniently located off of Highway 169. Perfect gift for corporate events or just for yourself. Stop in or order online at nicolettesmacarons.com.
Portions of the following program may be pre-recorded. And welcome to Living Healthy and Aging Well. My name is Ken Haglind, and we are broadcasting from the AM 950 radio station that overlooks beautiful Bryant Lake Regional Park, located in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. It is another wonderful day here in the Twin Cities, and I am so grateful to be here with you today. I hope all of you listening are doing well. We are on the air every Saturday from noon to 1 to talk about your health and your life. We cover a wide range of topics to help you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. We have another great show for you today. Joining me in a few minutes will be Sarah Routman. She is the founder of Laugh Healthy and co-author of the book, Discover the Power of Laughter. Jumpstart your journey to health and joy, to share how laughter can be a powerful, life-changing tool, even in the most challenging moments. For nearly 20 years, Sarah has studied the science and history of laughter and brought it to audiences worldwide without relying on jokes or humor. Through her signature Laugh It Out approach, she helps people relieve stress, build connection, and rediscover a sense of joy and play. Her work spans seniors, healthcare professionals, and families, offering practical tools to navigate both life's highs and lows. You'll enjoy listening to my conversation today with Sarah Routman. I want to thank all of you that leave us messages on our radio show phone line. We appreciate hearing from you, and we welcome your comments, questions, and topics for future shows. Also, if you are interested in being a guest on our radio show, please call or text us at 612-999-3426. You can also contact us on our website, livinghealthyradio.com. There you can find information about upcoming guests as well as listen to our previous shows. We look forward to hearing from you. We are adding new listeners to the show each week, not only here in the Twin Cities of Minnesota, but also throughout the country. You can find podcasts for all of our radio shows on the AM 950 radio website, and we can also be found on your favorite streaming service, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and many others. You can also watch our broadcast live on the radio station's Facebook page at AM 950 Radio. If you have a question for us today, there's two ways to reach us. First, by calling the AM 950 radio station, and our friendly show producer, Adam, will get your call on the air. Our phone number is 952-946-6205. Once again, 952-946-6205. Or you can directly text us your question to 612-999-3426. Now, don't worry if you missed our contact numbers. I'll repeat them throughout the show. All right. I'm excited to welcome my guest for today's show, Sarah Routman, founder of Laugh Healthy and co-author of Discover the Power of Laughter. Jumpstart your journey to health and joy. That's a pretty big leap there.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, everyone's looking for health and joy.
That's right. And I think everybody can find it with laughter.
Well, it's a universal language, isn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So this is great. I'm so excited to have you here. We've crossed paths before. You were at my company and did just a wonderful engagement with a lot of my staff. And that was, I heard they were very, very happy with I heard the laughter when I was walking past the area that you guys were in.
Well, that's great. It's contagious. So hopefully it added a step to your day too.
Oh, no, for sure. And anything that can help support my colleagues, especially in the profession that we're in, is a positive thing. So
indeed.
So this is great. I'm glad you're here. We always want to find out just kind of what your background is, and then how you ended up getting here to where you are now. So feel free to just let us know your background.
Okay, well, Ken, it's really great to be here. If anyone had told me that I would end up being someone who teaches people how to laugh, I would never have believed it. I wasn't even sure I wanted to go to college, but then ended up with 2 degrees, one in photography and one in creative writing, poetry. I then went on and got a master's in adult education. And then I was an executive director of 3 nonprofits. I taught high school English and drama, and I just kind of am amazed always at how each of the things I have done have culminated in this. And the more I learn about it, I did spend the last 10 years researching for the book you mentioned, Discover the Power of Laughter. Um, I'm just amazed at how the science behind laughter and also art, which I studied throughout my life in various ways, it all makes sense. And it's been validated by, books and scientists. And that just makes me feel so good because my biggest trajectory in life is to have fun. And, that doesn't mean that I'm not productive or I don't work hard. People forget that. Fun is so necessary. It helps us be creative. It helps us be more productive. And so I'm just delighted that all the paths that I've been on have led me to here. I love what I do.
Well, so yeah, there's so much evidence-based research about that and how, I mean, it affects your hormones, it affects your chemistry. There's just so much that goes into when people laugh.
Mhm.
Well, there's been studies that show the more you laugh, the longer you live.
Absolutely.
So,
And the more you laugh in a relationship, the healthier the relationship. And Lawrence Gonzalez wrote a book, I think it's called Survival. And it's about the common denominator for people who survive catastrophic life and death situations is their ability to play and use their imagination. And if you think about it, what happens in your body, just smiling, so smile at me right now, and this is sending endorphins to your brain and inviting dopamine and serotonin and oxytocin in. And when you laugh, that just happens on, exponentially. And so, of course, if you're in a life and death situation or just a little stress,
right.
as soon as you smile and start to laugh, the chemicals in your brain are changing, clearing your mind to open it up for a new possibility. And so laughter can't change your life in the sense of I can't change the circumstance,
Right.
but it can free my mind to be more present, to change my perspective, to give me the opportunity to take that stress away momentarily so I can think clearly and now know how to deal with what's in front of me.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the big issue with a lot of people is that you can't change your circumstance. You can't
Right.
change what comes at you.
Right.
You can only change how you respond to it.
Right. And if you respond always with, oh, poor me, oh, I'm the victim, what's going to happen is you bring all that negative energy with you and nobody wants to be around that.
Right.
So
Right.
I have this game that I play called Smile Ups. And I usually start my laughter sessions with it. And I ask people to get a partner and make eye contact and smile at each other and then relax. And of course, the minute they start smiling, they start laughing.
Right.
And the whole point is to send those endorphins into your brain, getting rid of the stress so that you can really start to rethink your circumstance. And it really makes a difference. And then that energy is what follows you throughout your day.
Yeah, yeah. It set a tone for me early on in my life. I was working with a gentleman. I was very young, and doing some construction work. And every time there was a mistake or a problem or whatever, he laughed.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that's interesting how he responds to all kinds of negative things, but he always laughed at it.
And did you ever ask him why?
No,
So it would have
no.
been so
It would have
interesting
been.
because he might not have known.
Right.
But I can tell you, so here's a pop quiz for you.
Yeah.
What percentage of laughter do you think happens because something's funny or we have a sense of humor?
I have no idea.
Only 20%.
I was thinking it's going to be low, but
Right.
below
But a lot
50.
of people think it's 100% or 80%.
Oh, no,
But
no.
but if you only get 20% from from humor, then where's the rest? And we laugh when we're nervous, when we're scared. So my guess is if he was making a mistake, he was laughing without knowing it, because your body gifts you the laughter to help you de-stress, get a clear head, reset so that you can keep going. And he might have been nervous because maybe the boss was gonna, dock his pay, or maybe he didn't know what to do or how he was going to fix it. But we often laugh at a time when we're not supposed to, and we think, oh no, but we're gifting ourselves without our knowledge. The laughter is helping us to cope with whatever's in front of us.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a very relaxing thing as well when
Mhm.
you laugh. And again, it just creates that vulnerability, and you are who you are. It creates authenticity.
Well, exactly, because you're breaking down barriers. And actually, when you laugh with someone else and make eye contact, you're much more likely to share honest things about yourself, whether you've laughed with strangers or friends.
Yeah.
So it definitely creates trust, and laughing stimulates your diaphragm, which gives all of your organs in the body a massage. So of course you feel better, because it's
Oh,
like you've
sure.
just walked out of the massage place.
That's true. Well, your whole trunk gets involved.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
it's a core workout.
Yes.
The
Well,
more you laugh.
and laughter is by nature an exhale. So laughter is your body's natural way to increase the oxygen flow. It also raises your blood flow in the body. It's a
All
great
right.
exercise.
All right, it's time for a short break. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Sarah Routman, founder of Laugh Healthy and co-author of Discover the Power of Laughter. If you have a question for us, please give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us at 612-999-3426. I'm Ken Haglind, and you are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well.
Birthdays are milestones. Birthdays can also be really complicated. The funny and poignant Broadway hit Birthday Candles by Noah Hadel is receiving its area premiere at Sidekick Theater from April 15th through May 17th. Every year, Ernestine bakes a cake and celebrates with her family on her birthday, a delicious ritual that unfolds on stage across 90 years of birthdays as she grows from 17 to 107 years old. Through glimpses of her life as the years go by, Birthday Candles tenderly explores motherhood, family, love, loss, and finding your place in the universe. If you've never been, Sidekick Theater performs at the Minnesota Masonic Heritage Center in Bloomington. There are 3 matinees and 1 evening performance per week. Beautiful theater, free parking, professional actors, and a guaranteed good time. Get tickets by going to sidekicktheater.com, spelled R-E, sidekicktheater.com.
Hi, this is Chad from AM 950. I've been telling you about Snap Construction, the company AM 950 Trust for all roofing and siding needs. Now that spring is here and summer is around the corner, now is a great time to find out why AM 950 trusts Snap Construction. Ryan, the owner, and his team at Snap Construction have been great to work with, and they have enjoyed working with our listeners.
Hi, this is Ryan, owner of Snap Construction. We've absolutely loved working with the listeners at AM 950. What a great group of people and a great radio station. I personally want to thank all the listeners that we've had the opportunity to work with. At Snap Construction, we look forward to working with many more of you when it comes to your roofing, siding, windows, and insulation. Don't just take Chad's word for it. Google Snap Construction, arguably the most well-reviewed roofing, siding, window, and insulation contractor in the Twin Cities metro. We led this community with a lifetime craftsmanship warranty. Don't wait to get a free estimate. Call today, 612-333-SNAP, 612-333-SNAP, or visit us online, snapconstruction.com.
Let's face it, big box corporate brokers are built to serve shareholders, not the consumer, and it's time for a reckoning. At REC, short for the Real Estate Collaborative, we're challenging the status quo. Why pay a percentage of your home's value when you can have ethical flat dollar commissions? From full service support to DIY options for buyers and sellers, we put you at the center of the transaction. And when we aren't helping you move, we're working toward housing justice for all. Because at the Real Estate Collaborative, we believe that to defeat the systems we don't like, we have to build ones we do. Join the movement at therecolab.com. That's THERE as in real estate, COLLAB.com. or call 651-412-3765. And we invite you to tune in to Reckoning with Real Estate every Sunday at 11 a.m. on AM 950, or listen on demand wherever you get your podcasts. At REC, we're radically reimagining real estate. We hope you'll join us.
All right, welcome back, everyone. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about helping you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. My name is Ken Haglind, and joining me today is Sarah Routman. She is the founder of Laugh Healthy, and she's also the co-author of Discover the Power of Laughter. And the subline there is Jumpstart Your Journey to Health and Joy. And who doesn't want to have health and joy in their life? And she is sharing how laughter can be a powerful, life-changing tool, even in the most challenging moments of life. Sarah, how can our listeners contact you if they have questions or want more information?
The best way to contact me is through my website, laughhealthy.com. And you can find my phone number, my email, and ask me anything you want.
All right. Sounds good. And let's talk about your book. People are going to be interested in getting your book. And so just to remind people to go to the website and they can click on a box there.
Right.
And order the book.
Right.
You
Yes.
can't do it on the normal online channel.
Correct.
Yes.
So the book is available only directly through myself or my identical twin sister, my co-author, who lives in Georgia, or directly through discoverthepoweroflaughter.com, or you can find it on the shop page of Laugh Healthy.
Okay.
It's the top thing.
All right. Fantastic. And we'll repeat that throughout the show, folks. So every time we come back from commercial break, we will repeat how to get your book.
Great.
All right. Great conversation in the first segment here. We could talk about all those concepts the whole show, but I do want to make sure that the audience understands, what is it that you do? Yes, you wrote a book, you speak, you do group work with people, but I think they still want to get a sense for what is it that you do, and then how did you get to that point of doing all that?
Right. So what I do is I teach people how to laugh on purpose for better health without the need for humor. So as I said in the beginning, if you had ever told me that I was going to do this, I would have been shocked. This was not the trajectory that I anticipated. I'll give you the quick backstory, but you can find all the big details of this story is chapter 1 of the book. I was married and had 3 children, and my youngest daughter was in the hospital with an immune deficiency disease. And so I was living in her hospital room, and my husband at the time was living in another state with the other 2 kids, and he'd come and visit. And she was 18 months old at the time, and I had her hospital room all decorated with positive, wonderful things, including this great big poster, which was very colorful. It said, "I love you very much." So she was sitting on his lap, and he started tickling her and saying, "I love you very much." And she just started laughing. And in that moment, something changed for me. I heard the laughter. I felt the laughter differently. My husband started laughing. I started laughing. And in that moment, the hospital disappeared. The machines disappeared. We were with her sisters. It was just magic. And I just recognized that laughter can take you to a different place. It can be something else. I don't know what I was thinking in that moment beyond that. But years later, when my older daughter's friend, Molly, said, "Sarah, I just became a laughter yoga leader. Come laugh with me." I said, "Sure, Molly," because Molly asked. I did it, but I had no idea what laughter yoga was. 45 minutes into the session, after the session, I walked to my car and I said, "Oh my gosh, if I can feel this laughter, which is the laughter I had been missing with this, I have to teach everyone I know." So at the time I was acting as an executive director for a nonprofit, but I started doing laughter yoga. I got trained by Molly and then later became certified to teach others. And I just started doing it. I did it for the library. I did it for the law school. And what I do is it's a laughter session. It's called laughter yoga, but I don't like to call it laughter yoga. It was founded in 1995 by a medical doctor who was studying the health benefits of humor. And after a week of growing numbers at a park to tell jokes, they said, wait, the jokes aren't funny anymore. Some of them were offensive. He said, give me a day. And he went back to his theater background and he started with games and using play and imagination to get people to laugh. This resonated with me so much because I don't have the greatest sense of humor. I don't think it's funny when you make fun of other people. And so, but I love laughter. And who doesn't love laughter? You can.
It's contagious.
Yeah. And you can remember that you felt great at this time. You might not remember what caused the laughter, but you remember feeling it.
Sure.
And so I just knew that I had to teach everyone. So I do everything from one-on-one hospice patients to being a keynote speaker at a big conference, doing staff development like I did for your company. I go into schools. I even have trained jail programmers. I've never gotten to go into a jail or a prison, but I've dealt with the people that go in. And I would go in, I just haven't had that opportunity. And so everybody needs laughter because it does such great things in your body. And that's why my sister and I wrote this book. So I should say we're identical twins, but she did not come to laughter in the same way that I did. She was not easy to laugh. And so the first chapter is my story. The second chapter is her story. And then she became a laughter yoga leader from me also. And so the book is not primarily a memoir. It's primarily a mix of a memoir, a how-to book, some research. We wanted to be sure that we did lots of good research. So what are all the health benefits you get from laughter? Why would you want to do this? Well, who said so? What's the history of laughter, not just laughter yoga? And so, my mission is I want to teach everyone I know how to do this because in 5 minutes, I can change your life. Even if all I do is talk to you about Smile Ups and teach you how to do it and why you would want to do it, I hope that you'll do it for the rest of your life.
Yeah. All right. So there's some techniques.
Yes.
There's some tips. There's some hacks. There's
lots of life hacks. Yes.
So you help people either one-on-one or in a group session to understand these techniques. So if they find themselves
in a stressful moment,
right? I'll say under duress or whatever, they can revert to some of these techniques.
Absolutely.
To help, again, change the chemistry in their body.
Exactly.
Okay.
So every Monday morning at 9 a.m. Central Time, I do a free laughter call. You call in, you give the code. The information's on my website under Laugh with Sarah, Monday mornings. I've been doing this for almost 12 years.
12 years.
And every single Monday, rain, shine, snow, holiday, doesn't matter. I used to say it's a 15-minute call. Now it's about a half an hour because we talk afterwards. It's become quite a community. I've had people call in for years. And then I have people who call in and go away and come back, call new. And it's just super fun. And you get all those tips and tools and we practice them together.
All right. It's time for a short break, Sarah. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Sarah Routman, founder of Laugh Healthy and co-author of Discover the Power of Laughter, a jumpstart your journey to health and joy. And she is here sharing how laughter can be a powerful, life-changing tool, even in the most challenging circumstances. If you have a question for Sarah, please give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us at 612-999-3426. I'm Ken Haglind, and you are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well.
Hey everyone, it's Ellie Krug, the host of The Legal Trans Woman that airs on Saturdays at 3 o'clock. I want to tell you about wonderful Big Hill Books, which recently hosted a discussion about my new book, Being Ellen. I had never been to Big Hill Books before, and wow, let me just tell you, it's a lovely open space of blonde wood floors, popping colors, and thousands of titles for readers of all ages. And Beth, the store owner, is incredibly welcoming. So please stop by Big Hill Books in Minneapolis, Bryn Mawr neighborhood. It's a place where you read, think,
grow.
At Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces, we believe that a working fire can bring comfort, warmth, and security to your life. At Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces, we have the know-how to make this work for you. Talk to us at the store or visit online. Share your photos and ideas. Discuss the choices, ask questions, and get an estimate. We also do free visits to your home. We gather all the details to ensure a smooth and safe installation.
Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces installed our wood stove years ago, and we still love it. Watching the fire, feeling the heat, it's a joy we experience every day. And knowing we have a reliable heat source makes us feel extra snug and safe.
At Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces, we display over 180 models in diverse styles, with over 35 of these burning so you can experience the glow and warmth of a live fire.
Whether wood, gas, or electric, find a fire that warms your heart, a fire that adds comfort and security to your life. Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces at the corner of East Franklin and Riverside Avenue in Minneapolis, and online at woodlandstoves.com.
Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces, out of the ordinary products and services since 1977.
What if I told you that toxic pesticides from crop seeds and lawns have spread all over Minnesota's lands and water, devastating wildlife and posing risks to our health? Well, it's true. But a coalition of Minnesota farmers, community members, anglers, and more are taking action to protect our state from neurotoxic pesticides. To learn more and get involved, visit cleanerseed.org. That's cleanerseed.org. And tune to Food Freedom Radio.
Hey, it's Patrick. April showers are coming, and with them, they're bringing big savings all month long from our cleaning heroes at Zero Res. A lot of people out there understandably have held off on having their carpets cleaned during the messy winter season, but now that we're headed into the height of spring cleaning, bookings are going to start to fill up fast, so don't wait. It's time to step into a fresher, cleaner home this spring with Zero Res. Spring is a time for renewal. Let Zero Res help refresh your home with clean carpets, fresh floors, and improved air quality. Zero Res can remove winter's buildup and odors, preparing your home for the brighter days ahead. So don't wait and don't miss this deal. Right now, you can get as many rooms of carpet cleaned as you want at $50 per room, plus a $599 whole system air duct cleaning. This deal won't last long. Go to ZeroResMinnesota.com or call 9520-RES and ask for the AM 950 special. Zero Res.
With your AM 950 weather, this is Adam. 59 and light rain today. Tonight, 38 and the light rain continues. And for tomorrow, cloudy and 79. Support comes from Hennepin Arts, presenting the Tony Award-winning musical Suffs, about the brilliant, passionate, and funny American women who fought timelessly for the right to vote. Playing April 7th through 12th at the Orpheum Theater. Tickets and more information at hennepinarts.org.
AM 950 KTNF, St. Louis Park, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Welcome back, everyone. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about helping you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. My name is Ken Haglind, and joining me today is Sarah Routman, founder of Laugh Healthy, and she's the co-author of the book, Discover the Power of Laughter, Jumpstart Your Journey to Health and Joy. And she's here sharing how laughter can be a powerful, life-changing tool, even in the most challenging circumstances. Before we return to our conversation with Sarah, though, I want to mention this radio show is brought to you in part each week by Minnesota Hospice. Minnesota Hospice is an independent, locally owned medical practice serving our Twin Cities communities with comprehensive end-of-life health care. The team at Minnesota Hospice provides patients and family members with award-winning end-of-life healthcare services. You may not be aware that hospice brings compassionate medical, social, emotional, and spiritual services to your home with typically no cost to you or your family. Please do not wait to learn how hospice care can benefit you and your loved ones. If you have any questions regarding end-of-life care or support, please contact the compassionate team of experts at Minnesota Hospice. They are available to answer your questions 24 hours a day, 7 days a week by a registered nurse. Their phone number is 952-898-1022. Once again, 952-898-1022, or simply visit them online at minnesotahospice.com. Okay, let's return to our conversation with Sarah. If you have a question, please call us 952-946-6205 or text us at 612-999-3426. Sarah, how can our listeners contact you if they have questions or want more information or just want to be uplifted and laugh?
Well, I think actually looking at my website, laughhealthy.com, will give you a little bit of an uplift. There are a lot of photographs there. You can see testimonials from people, see who my clients have been. You can reach me through there. My email and my phone number are right there. And I deliver these services in a variety of ways. People can hire me to do one-on-one laughter sessions or be a speaker, a keynote speaker. I do birthday parties, retirement parties, pretty much any group of people or a solo person. I can do one-on-one coaching. Any group that wants to be together and needs a little lift. And what's great about this is it's really universal, but every session I do is customized. You want something that's a better exercise routine than the one that you currently have, because what's the best exercise? The one you'll do.
Right.
And
right.
laughter
That's
is
right.
great exercise, and you're likely to do it. You can do it in the shower, in the car.
Right.
But also, if you are wanting to add a little more than just laughter to your life, I do a session called Give Your Stress a Colored Pencil. And I have created a series of laughter coloring books, because the adult coloring books out there say, laugh healthy, laugh calm, but they weren't about laughter. So I made them about laughter.
Wow.
And so I doodle, and my session is about simple drawing, doodling, and coloring, and the science behind all of those. And there's some really cool things about doodling in particular. You can memorize, or you remember 29% more when you doodle through a meeting than if you're just taking notes.
Well, because you're engaging more senses.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, and you do things subconsciously.
Sure.
And coloring was the founder of analytic psychology, Carl Jung, used to give his patients suffering from anxiety pages to color, because it helps ground you and it triggers some creativity. Anyway, I love this session. I do it with seniors. I do it with staff members who get stressed. So whether you want to do stress reduction, exercise, maybe you want a good happy hour, or you just want something different that is team building, or maybe you're having a birthday party and you don't want a birthday party like everyone else's, and you want everyone to put on a silly hat, but you want to teach them real skills about laughter. So pretty much, if you can dream it, I can do it. And if you can't dream it, I can. So I also love celebrating with chocolate. I created a holiday when I was working at one of my nonprofits. We were trying to think of how do we get college students in the door? And we said, well, let's do Chocolate Thursday. And every Thursday we'll either have chocolate cake or a chocolate tasting or share chocolate recipes. And long after I left the nonprofit, Chocolate Thursday has stayed with me. And so during COVID in particular, I would look for people who were feeling extra stress beyond just COVID, and I would gift them some chocolate from my favorite chocolatier at the time and a laughter session. And so you can find out more about Chocolate Thursday on my website too. And it's just another fun thing. At a laughter session, we can infuse a chocolate tasting. We can infuse a chocolate meditation. It doesn't have to be on a Thursday, but I like doing it on a Thursday.
Sure.
I also like combining laughter with art. And so I am the spotlight artist for Healing Headbands, which is a nonprofit out of New York that combines laughter and painting. You take the healing energy from laughter and the healing energy from painting, and you create a piece of art after laughter. And then it gets made into what they call a healing headband, because it's made out of such soft fabric that it's really good for cancer patients. And so I have incorporated some of that. And I also do poetry and painting and photography. So I've got some of those books around too.
Wow. Okay. So I just love this line that you had said. I teach people how to laugh on purpose for better health. And I think that's what a great mission statement about what it is that you do. I think I want to make sure people understand you're not a stand-up comic.
Absolutely not.
Right, not that you couldn't be, but that's not.
Oh,
not
no,
your
I
focus.
couldn't.
Well, you're doing a great job for me. but it's really an engaging thing. In
Yes.
fact, I know when you were at my company, you had people get in a circle, and so
Yes.
it was again around the campfire in a sense.
Yes,
just
it's
getting
very interactive.
very interactive,
Mhm.
and I thought that was so a unique approach versus having this classroom
Oh,
environment.
no. I don't have a PowerPoint. I never come with a PowerPoint. I sometimes ask for a microphone so that everyone can hear in the room, depending on the size of the crowd. But no, it's very much an interactive experience. And every laughter yoga session is different, partly because it's customized to what your goals are, but also um, every laughter yoga leader is a little bit different. I knew from the very beginning that what was important to me was I want you to experience it. But if I just say, hey, we're going to laugh on purpose, I can laugh and generate that on purpose. I couldn't always, but I've practiced it. But if I can teach you the background, the history, the health benefits interspersed with doing it, then you're going to learn it and do it and say, oh, that's why I'm doing it. So, for example, we talk about this in our book. Every relationship is challenging, all of them. And the more laughter you have in a relationship, the healthier it is. There's research about that. So, my sister was reading a book when she was preparing for our book, and she discovered this wonderful exercise. When she and her husband were having an argument, she would literally take his hand and say, look him in the eye and say, will you laugh with me for a minute? And they would laugh for a full minute. And here's what happens in your body: the chemicals in your brain shift. The stress is going away. You're much more likely to be honest with each other because you've just shared eye contact and laughter. So now either you're no longer upset and you're no longer in this argument. If you do remember, you've shifted your perspective so you can approach it differently. So these are the kind of things that I like to put into my laughter sessions because it can be a game changer. Like somebody said to me once, oh, that's why my husband always gets mad at me for laughing when we're having an argument, but I'm not laughing at him.
Right.
And she contacted me later and said, oh my God, now he understands that I was just uncomfortable. I wasn't laughing at him. It just made me nervous.
Like we talked about the air, it's a vulnerability.
Yes.
That once people realize you're authentic, you're vulnerable.
Yeah.
Their guard drops. I mean, they say, oh, we're not opposed here.
Right. And your laughter actually helps you bring down the barriers and shed those things. And the more you practice it, it's like anything that you want to do well. I didn't start out knowing how to laugh on purpose. I didn't start out with a hefty sense of humor. I was kind of serious. But even the smiles, if you think about it, when you see someone smiling, they're approachable.
Right.
If I'm focused and serious, I'm not as approachable. I even practice at my computer when I'm alone, putting that smile on my face so that people know that I'm approachable, even if I'm concentrating.
Right.
Right?
Right. Well, there's a song. When you smile, the whole world smiles back
It's
at you.
true.
I mean, there's
Yes.
songs written
Yes.
that have this truth in them, and we
Yes.
sometimes just don't recognize the truth.
That's right.
It's interesting. One of the people I've talked to there in therapy, they said one of the difficult things in relationships is moodiness.
Mhm.
That people just never know. Is it going to be the happy Sarah, the
Right.
sad Sarah?
Right.
And
Who's showing up?
Right. And the smile, in a sense, can be an antidote, or the laughter can be an antidote to
Right.
that.
Well, and that's the whole thing I try to teach people. We all want to show up at our best. So another laughter game that we do is what keeps us from being our best? It's that inner critic, right?
Oh, for
We're
sure.
constantly criticizing ourselves. And my sister and I play off each other very well in this book because her story is different and she has a lot of that inner critic going on. And I had to help teach her how to play, how to let go of that criticism and be okay showing up. So one of the games we do is the with hand puppets. Is the inner critic meets the laughter lover, and one hand is criticizing you and coming after you, and the other hand swoops in and surrounds you with laughter. And now it changes everything. And really, my whole goal is to change your life one laugh at a time, one smile at a time, because as soon as you learn these tips and tools, I'm trying to help you create a laughter habit, celebrate with laughter, and learn that you can celebrate big holidays. There are laughter holidays on the calendar and little moments. And the big little moments can be shifted in a way that is just so healthy for you. Stress eats us up. Stress causes a lot of the disease that we have in the world. And so you can proactively do it. There's a cardiologist named Michael Miller out of Pennsylvania, and he literally writes a prescription to his patients. I want you to get 15 minutes of laughter a day. I want you to laugh, belly laughs till you cry. He doesn't care how you get it, but you're not going to get it by watching a funny movie if you're laughing 30 seconds here and 30 seconds there. Or what if the movie wasn't funny to you? So I want to teach people how to access this laughter and call on it when you need it.
Yeah.
Because we all need it.
Yeah.
And the times that we think we shouldn't laugh, that's when we need it the most.
All right. It's time for another short break here, Sarah. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Sarah Routman. She is the founder of Laugh Healthy and the co-author of Discover the Power of Laughter, Jumpstart Your Journey to Health and Joy. And she is here sharing how laughter can be a powerful, life-changing tool, maybe a life-saving tool.
Absolutely.
Even in the most challenging moments of life. If you have a question for us, please feel free to give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us at 612-999-3426. I'm Ken Haglind, and you are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well.
Hi, I'm Mary T. I'm a proud supporter of AM 950 because this station shares the values that I care about most: community, connection, and making a difference. Just like AM 950, I believe in using our energies, our resources, and our voices to lift up others. That's why I started the Mary T. Scholar Program at the University of Minnesota College of Education and Human Development, providing graduate students with internships internationally. For over the past 10 years, our students have served communities in Laos, Cambodia, Nepal, India, Cameroon, and Thailand, gaining experience and helping people in ways that really make a difference. Supporting AM 950 fosters conversation, awareness, and action in our communities. It's about shared values and believing that together we can make a difference. Visit MaryTinc.com to learn more about the work that we do.
Hey, it's Robert Pilot from Native Roots Radio. For a meal that feeds your soul and health, check out Gatherings Cafe. Located in the renovative Minneapolis American Indian Center, Executive Chef Vernon Defoe and team serve up incredible indigenous flavors. Gatherings Cafe has amazing bison tacos featuring lean protein from native wise, corn tortillas, and homemade sides. It's fresh, local food rooted in ancestral knowledge. Stop by for breakfast or lunch. That's Gatherings Cafe, where tradition meets innovation.
Birthdays are milestones. Birthdays can also be really complicated. The funny and poignant Broadway hit Birthday Candles by Noah Hadel is receiving its area premiere at Sidekick Theater from April 15th through May 17th. Every year, Ernestine bakes a cake and celebrates with her family on her birthday, a delicious ritual that unfolds on stage across 90 years of birthdays as she grows from 17 to 107 years old. Through glimpses of her life as the years go by, Birthday Candles tenderly explores motherhood, family, love, loss, and finding your place in the universe. If you've never been, Sidekick Theater performs at the Minnesota Masonic Heritage Center in Bloomington. There are 3 matinees and 1 evening performance per week. Beautiful theater, free parking, professional actors, and a guaranteed good time. Get tickets by going to sidekicktheater.com, spelled R-E, sidekicktheater.com.
Hi, this is Frank Brown with Minuteman Press Uptown. It's election season. If you're campaigning for a candidate, your outreach needs top quality union printed materials, from direct mail and yard signs to door hangers, buttons, t-shirts, and flyers. Minuteman Uptown is your union shop to get people to the polls. We print everything. We'll keep your candidate top of mind, target your message with a laser focus, and maximize your voter turnout efforts. Get started today at mpuptown.com. That's mpuptown.com.
But then anything.
All right, welcome back, everyone. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about helping you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. My name is Ken Haglind, and joining me today is Sarah Routman. She is the founder of Laugh Healthy and co-author of Discover the Power of Laughter. Jumpstart your journey to health and joy. And she is sharing how laughter can be a powerful, life-changing tool, even in the most challenging moments. And if you have a question for us, give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us at 612-999-3426. Sarah, how can our listeners contact you if they have questions or want more information?
The best way to contact me is through my website, and it's laughhealthy.com, and it will be 2 H's in a row, laugh, the whole word, and healthy, the whole word.com. You'll find my phone number and my email address there. And you can find the book, discoverthepoweroflaughter.com. That website is where you'll find the book. You cannot find it on Amazon. It's directly available through myself, my sister, or the website. And you'll also see it on the shop page of Laugh Healthy.
Okay. Some of the questions that are coming via text here is how far do you schedule out group sessions? People are a lot of healthcare professionals listen to the show.
Wonderful.
We're very grateful for that. And I could see this being a great opportunity for anybody, any business. Certainly healthcare, it's so stressful in healthcare, but any business to have you come in and do these sessions. And one question was, how long is a typical group session
Okay.
that you do?
So I did one this morning before coming here. It was an hour,
Okay.
typically 45 minutes to an hour. If you're really in crunch time, the shortest I would recommend is 20 minutes.
Okay.
There's a lot of information. Even the session I did for an hour this morning, I could have talked to them for 6 weeks. And this conversation now.
Right.
But in terms of how far out I schedule, if I have time in my day, I'll come do it. So
Sure.
you can contact me last minute, or we can schedule way far ahead.
Sure.
And it can be anything from a small lunch and learn to a big thing. It doesn't matter. And there are also some free opportunities to laugh with me that I'd love to point out. Every Monday
Yes.
is this free laughter call. And I've been doing it, like I said, for 12 years. But when my sister and I wrote the book, we were very adamant that we wanted opportunities to interact with our readers. And that's why we chose not to put the book on Amazon. We do a free monthly birthday celebration on Zoom. So you can find that information on the website, discoverthepoweroflaughter.com. On the homepage, look for Laugh With Us for Free. Rachel does a Zoom call on Tuesdays. I do my call on Mondays. And then we do a once a month celebrating your birthday. I also have laughter holidays that I do. April 14th coming up is International Moment of Laughter Day. It was founded by a humorologist named Izzy Gassell. Sadly, Izzy died this year, but he and I were friends, and he asked me to continue this, and it is my honor and privilege to continue this, and we'll do a free Zoom call at 12:30 Central Time, and that information is also on the events page on the website. And I'm also going to be celebrating somehow. I don't know yet how, but if you have an idea, contact me. World Laughter Day is the first Sunday in May. I've done things like go to a public park, go to Ronald McDonald House, celebrate with a company on your particular, property, your schedule. So however you want to celebrate, I'm going to be available. I'm going to make it my business to help you teach everybody how to laugh and have a wonderful experience.
Well, I think one of the things that's important that people take away from this interview is that you give people tools.
Yes.
It's again, it's a learning, teaching opportunity, but in a very non-threatening way.
Correct.
People are going to pick up on things, but I think it's so important, as we talked about off the air. There's just such isolation and anxiety and depression, and there's just so much of these things that we're carrying around with us. And there's almost like no outlet.
Right.
We just ruminate on them, and things get worse and worse, and we just talk ourselves into disease.
Right.
And so I think it's just a great way, especially just doing it online with you, gives people a chance to kind of sample it.
Yes.
And then I had you in my company, and it was just very engaging. And so I really encourage people to reach out to you.
Thanks. It is really a show and tell sort of thing. It's hard to understand till you see it.
Right.
But then once you see it, you're like, oh, I want more of that. And that's one of the reasons that my sister and I talk so much about create a laughter habit. And we go through a day. How do you do it?
Yeah.
And it's actually a lot based on James Clear's Atomic Habits.
Sure.
And so there's definitely, we go step by step of how you can do this and where you can put it. You can take a shower with laughter. You can put laughter in your car as you're driving to work. And the more you create it as a habit, then it's there for you when you need it.
Right.
And it becomes your go-to reaction and response to things instead of the stress and the anxiety and holding it all in. You laugh it out.
Right.
And that's what's so, so important. And it really helps with so many things in your body: inflammation, pain, anxiety, stress, depression. It helps you sleep better. It helps with memory. It actually helps you be more mindful and more present in this moment. And so it's such a gift. It's such a wonderful thing. It makes me jump out of my skin sometimes. I know that my enthusiasm sometimes can be overwhelming to people, but I can't help it because I think our job every day is to find joy in the world.
Right.
And the world is so heavy right now, and there's been so much. And instead of focusing on that, let's say, what can I do to make myself feel better? It starts with yourself. When you feel better, you're going to carry that energy with you to other people.
Yeah.
And so be the laugh that everybody remembers today.
Right. No, it's a beacon. I think the smile becomes that beacon.
Exactly.
And I think if we just approached everything that we run into with a smile, it
Yes.
just would shift the energy
I
completely.
love saying when something happens, the response is, how fascinating. What can I learn from that? What can I take from that?
It's an optimist. Yeah.
How can I shift this into something different, something better? And there's a strong element of play with laughter.
Yes. Well, I encourage people to reach out to you. So one more time, how can people get a hold of you if they have more questions or want to engage you in some of their organizational events or group sessions?
Sure. Go to my website, laughhealthy.com.
Yep.
You can also email me directly at Sarah, that's with an H, SARAH, at laughhealthy.com. You can find my book at discoverthepoweroflaughter.com. And I'm happy to chat with you, hear you on a Monday call, see you on a monthly birthday call, and, try it out.
That's right.
Give me a call. I'm happy to answer your questions and engage.
And I would encourage you folks because she is a very positive person. And this has been a great show. I really appreciate you being here.
Thanks so much.
All right. We're wrapping up another show here, folks. I hope you enjoyed today's show. I did. Please contact us with any questions or comments you have regarding today's conversation. You can reach us anytime by voice or text at 612-999-3426. Join us again next Saturday at noon for another broadcast. And thank you for listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about your health and your life. Until next time, choose to live well.
Greg Bakken here. If you love great food as much as I do,